What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're all doing well today. So we've been blessed with a recent release from my favourite track maker, JGMX, and he's given us 4 Supercross tracks in one go. So what that consists of is, let me double check real quick, so we've got a Honda test track, KTM test track, Suzuki test track, and Yamaha. So I'm going to go through all 4 of these, spin a couple laps on each one, and hopefully get a bit of a flow going. I am a bit of a Supercross whore, as we know. I do enjoy my soupy, and see how it goes. Rightio, so I've dressed for the occasion today. I've got out the Honda for the Honda test track, and I'll probably do the same for all 3 of the other ones as well, to be honest. So it's been a while since I've done any soupy on Sim. I think the last Supercross I'd done was for a Dr. Do a limb race on, I think it was another JGMX track, like super long Supercross, which I really enjoyed. I do like how he builds his jumps and stuff, so hopefully I can get a bit of a flow going around here and do okay. I've been feeling a little bit wobbly, let's say, on Sim recently. Just struggling to get in the flow. I think it's where I've been putting so many hours into bikes, making content on there and doing the races and such, that the muscle memory is just not really... Oh god, there we go. Not really translating over for me. So we'll see. I imagine that once I've got the cobwebs off and we get a bit of a flow, get a few laps under the belt, we should be a-okay. Now, JGMX's SX tracks, they're nothing too difficult from what I've played in the past. I believe he first came onto the scene with some soupy tracks way back in the day, which I really enjoyed. So I'm hoping for more of the same here. What you're looking at is the Honda test track, and there's 3 others, as I said in the intro, and I believe they are based in, I believe the place is actually called Corona. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for saying that. I promise YouTube, it is a place. And they're clay tracks, and he's taken them from, I believe it was Google Earth, got the pictures from their users, templates and previews, so it should all be good. Apparently the scaling is a little bit on the smaller side, which, based off of how I've just overjumped the absolute life out of that Supercross triple, I can fully see that being the case. I'm hoping that, or as I get a little bit more comfortable, there we go, that I can hit some lovely bigger rhythms. I don't have any idea what my suspension is like for Soupy. I just run the same thing for everything nowadays and just try to adapt my riding for it instead. But I imagine that some of the fast boys on this game, they'll probably be quadding through rhythms. We've got a triple there. Oh, I can definitely go triple quad into that corner. I am turning around ASAP. I'm going to try and hit that again. Need to exit the rut a little bit sooner, so I'm not still turning on the takeoff for the jump. And right, take number 72. So triple in, that was lovely, and then quad into the corner. Oh, nice and smooth. Game's so satisfying when you get it right, but then utterly infuriating when you don't. Can I quad all the way out here? Nope. Don't go off the track. Survive. Thank you. Have I got enough oomph to get up and over this? Of course I do. You know how OP the 450s are in this game. The amount of power they've got is actually unreal. Just throw you off the back of the bike at any moment. Slow down for this triple. Barely touched the throttle going over that and still managed to overjump it by quite a ways. So what's the line through here? Go triple. Oh, he's definitely a triple quad available there. And then I reckon quad all the way into the corner. Got to downside that first triple very well though. It does look like a little bit of a stretch. I know that I've not got the most springy of setups, let's say. Let's go for one more lap. And actually, as much as I enjoy JGMX's tracks, I'm going to have to make a little bit of a call out here. Put him in the spotlight. Why do we never get track maps? What's going on? I just see my little red arrow up there in the top right all by himself. No track to ride along. And I think that is the case across all of them. I'm not sure if he just prefers the looks of the tracks without that being at the top right. It'd be nice if you had more options in game to customize those maps and change them yourself rather than just the scaling. But yeah, I've noticed that's something with all of his tracks. Never get a track map these days. Oh god, right, so I need to scrub speed a little bit into this one. No, didn't get it right at all. I just wanted to stay low and then go quad and then downside here and jump all the way into the corner, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. But that's the this is a Honda test track, and nothing particularly difficult by any means. The jumps and stuff are quite forgiving. It's not like you got super steep jumps. Only the finish line I think is the only steep one there. But yeah, good fun track. And let's move on to the next one, which I believe is on the KTM. And it was indeed the KTM test track. So I'm running this public 2023 KTM model here with the old red #1 plate on it. Never in my life will I own another MX Sim red plate, so I can enjoy it in in the privacy of my own videos. So let's see what this one is like. Obviously, they look very, very similar to each other because they're all based in the same area, all based on the same kind of red clay type soil. And knowing JGMX, he's probably used the same like jump templates and stuff for these as well. So I think the only thing that will be slightly different is the actual rhythms and track layout themselves. Environmentally, it'll all be identical. Oh, go on, triple into the corner. Nice. Oh god, I knew I wasn't going to be able to stop in time. I made the rookie mistake there. The sim rule number 1: never touch your front brake in the air. Because front tyre locked up, I landed with it ever so slightly turned sideways and just absolutely threw me off. Oh, there's got to be a quad into this corner, surely. And very nice. I didn't even have to preload that as much as I thought. Usually you get some quads that are just absolute hucks, but this seems to be okay. Oh, very short lap time. We're already back to the start of the lap. We got here triple. Oh, that's another quad, surely. What? Oh, dab the brake. See, I did have to dab the front brake that time, try and get it down a little bit more, but we survived. And I'm still, even after all this time, struggling through whoops. My old style, back in the day, which I'm guessing just the shape of the whoops has changed, which is why it doesn't work anymore, was just keep it in like 2nd or 3rd gear and just keep it full throttle. And the bike would stay pretty consistent and skim through. All the time now, I start skipping sideways and getting all over the place. And I've tried doing the whole 5th gear and like tap the throttle and bog it through, but it's not a bit of me. I've not got the technique down just yet. Maybe I need to just dedicate a little bit of time to learning how to go through whoops better, because I would say that out of everything on sim right now, whoops and just braking bumps in general, they are my major weakness. They do stop me enjoying a lot of tracks, especially the nationals. You know, once the speeds that you can carry around some of them tracks, you have to know how to attack braking bumps, and I just don't have it in me at the moment. Which is why I think for the most part I enjoy Supercross, because mostly I just get one whoop section per track, even though this track has 2 of them. Most of the time I get one, so that's just one bit I have to deal with. The rest of the time I'm more than happy to have bold turns and triple into rhythm sections. I think they are some of the most satisfying and some of the easiest as well to do things in these games. Get this dragon back, step over that, little triple into the corner. Let's try and hit this corner nice for once. Didn't really hit anything there at all. I was a bit in no man's land in the middle of that corner. And go downside the quad nicely. Oh, that run was okay through the whoops. Double does send you up high in the air though. Let's try. I want to go triple quad in this section again. Go triple. Oh, downside that really nicely. Oh, bit sketchy on the takeoff. Got very lucky there that I didn't get the weird legs off when the front end slaps down if you land really front wheel high. And oh, there you go. That is the KTM test track. Then I think the next one is Suzuki. I will say I am a massive fan of the Suzuki model for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if I think it's just because I see the rear fender most of the time. I just like it. Kind of the same on bikes, to be fair. But even though I play bikes in first person, I feel like the Suzuki model is one of the best ones in the game. And it's a shame that the Suzukis aren't really competitive in bikes. Obviously on sim, it makes no difference at all. You can run whatever dyno you want and replace it. But every single bike that I've been on in this video has been on the 2017 Husky 450 dyno. So it's like same bike, handles exactly the same, all that good stuff. But I just get a different visual appearance, which is nice. So this is the Suzuki test track, obviously, because I wouldn't be on the bike otherwise. But let's see how this one goes. And I want to say, off the bat, the track itself feels a lot wider than the last 2. Oh, brake, thank you. Oh, that was close. Like a lot wider, but I did see on the post, JGMX did say that the scaling kind of differs from track to track. So, yeah, this is definitely the widest one out of the 3 so far. I want to say the Honda one was the tightest and twistiest. I wonder if they get bigger as we go. We'll see what the Yamaha test track is like in a little bit after we run a few laps here. But I mean, oh god, he's put little braking bumps in there that I couldn't see. Oh, running straight on, completely blowing that inside rut. I really like the feel of these tracks, you know. They flow really well. There's tiny little bits of rough and groove on this one. I haven't noticed that on the other ones. But it's nice knowing that it's not just a plain, boring, flat track. I don't really experiment much with... Oh, hang on, big line. The quad. We're going over or on? We're going on. Lovely. Oh, that was smooth. Happy with that. I don't experiment much with Erode nowadays, so I'm not sure how these track... Oh, what? Oh, come on, JLV. What was that? I thought that was fine. Apparently not. I'm not sure how these tracks would handle a road, if I'm completely honest. I don't know if JGMX does much work with the like terrain values and erode values and all that good stuff. Far too complex for my small brain, so I'm just a consumer rather than a creator at this point. Although I have said numerous times that I want to make another track, I just never get around to it. Maybe something I can do now. That I think actually the time that you're watching this, I will actually no longer be in a job. It will be full-time YouTube, although not by choice. I am still looking. Don't get it twisted. Turn around. There we go. So maybe, yeah, maybe I've got a bit more time to make a track now. And I don't think I would do a track building series as such and teaching people, because it feels a little bit scummy, because I would go and watch someone like, let's say, Kellen done a little series on it, Wallamp / Stalken done a video on it years and years and years ago, using the in-game track editor. So I feel like I'd literally just be regurgitating their content and stealing from them, because all it would be is me watching their videos, making my own, and then doing a video on exactly the same thing. So I might just make my own and then just do a video on it and release it, you guys. And I feel like now that I've got older, matured a bit, I feel like I take my time on things a little bit more. I feel like the actual quality of track that I could make would be better. So actually, this question of today's video, I almost nearly forget to do in every single one, is if you are more of a sim player yourself, what sort of track would you like to see? Like, what is the community lacking on? Do you want it to be Supercross? Do you want it to be Nationals? Do you want it to be Enduro? Would you like it to be more like fantasy based or a replica? Something that I've always had in mind that I would like to do. I need to work out how to get height maps and stuff from real life and translate it in game. Is I would really like to replicate one of it. It's not my local, but it's the track that I've probably spun the most laps on in my life. Is Wild Tracks in the UK, in Chippenham. That is a track that I feel like a lot of people enjoy. It's a very, very simple track. By no means is it a super difficult one IRL. I'm not sure how it would translate over into sim. I feel like the scaling might be a little bit small, but then I can literally just pass it off as maybe as a 125 track or something like that. So maybe doing a replica would be better, because I've got my own GoPro footage from that track. I've got other people's GoPro footage, so there's lots and lots of resources there. So maybe I've just answered my own question on what track I'm going to make. But what track would you like to see? Because I'm still open to suggestions, and I'll get round to it someday. Especially now I'm going to have more free time during the day. I've not got to make videos during my lunch hour and things like that. So I am a completely open book. But I don't think I've been doing this Suzuki track much justice, if I'm honest. I keep crashing all over the place, not really hitting the rhythms very well. So whilst the scaling feels a little bit bigger, the track is definitely wider, I feel like it leaves a lot more room for error, I'm making a lot more errors on it. I'm crashing a hell of a lot more. So I think so far, in terms of order, I would say KTM is my fave, followed by Honda, followed by Suzuki, and let's see, as we move to the Yamaha track now, if that one can steal any positions away. Fourth and final track of the video, this is the Yamaha test track. And oh, let's get in that route. A nice little pre-built route on the flat as well, which is nice. Oddly enough, I used to really enjoy flat turns in them. I used to be one of the quickest on them somehow. I used to just find that perfect amount of lean angle without crashing, without tucking the front end. But nowadays it's something I really struggle on. The front end's always just trying to get away from me. That section there feels very familiar. We've got, oh god, which one is it? No, it's not Star. We have got a Yamaha test track. No, we've got a Star Racing Yamaha test track in MX Bikes, which that section felt very similar with the on-off table, double into the corner with then an inside-outside option. I'm guessing they're based off the real thing, but I know JGMX said the pictures for this that he referenced was about 2016 era. So I'm wondering if maybe Yamaha just haven't changed their track that much and they just change other sections of it over the years, or just reuse sections now and then. Double. This one does feel a little bit more technical than the others already, like a lot more narrow, especially like width-wise. But then the jumps feel a little bit steeper. Feels like they kick you a little bit higher, and the downside of the jumps are a little bit steeper as well. Step onto this table, step off onto a dragon's back again. That's a nice little section. Going dragon's back, stepping on, step off down another dragon's back. Oh, I can definitely quad that. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I completely forgot what part of the track I was on. I could quite quite easily see myself going quad and then double into the corner here. I imagine that there's a bit of a big boy line coming out this corner. So can you go triple? That's definitely quadable next, yep. And then just double into this corner. There's got to be even bigger lines than that, I reckon. Or maybe inside in the corner wasn't the move before a whoop section. It's fine, I'll take it. It's better than crashing and laying on the floor for 10 seconds. That jump there. Another quad. Might even be able... I'll say quad. Alright, boys. We're going to get a bit of a debate going in the comments as well. So, if you have 2 singles and a tabletop, if you downside the end of the tabletop, is that considered a quad or is it considered a triple? Because I've been brought up on this multiple times. Now, if I call it a triple, people say it's a quad. If I call it a quad, people say it's a triple. So I need a little bit of talking to in the comments here, because I can see it from both sides. I can see the table is essentially the length of 2 singles, so you could class it as 2. Alternatively, there is no gap in between the table, so it's 1 jump still to make it a triple. And I feel like there's a lot of back and forth. Like one of them areas that nobody truly knows the answers to, but everyone is very passionate about their opinion on it. So without being arseholes and let's have some nice friendly conversation about it. What do you call it, and what is the reason for you calling it that? Can I jump all the way out here? Oh my god, I can. The 450s are so ridiculously, like, stupidly fast on this game. It's actually unreal. It always surprises me. Even if I crash right before a massive triple, you can just go just all the way up and over it, no problem at all. And I feel like maybe the 450... Oh, Jesus! 450 definitely feels a little bit overkill in some sections, like finish line jumps and massive triples, but obviously the quads and stuff on these tracks are definitely doable on 250s for the good guys. I am not one of those. I am under no illusion that I'm one of those. So I need the horsepower. I need that little bit of help. It would be nice if I wasn't absolutely destroying myself in the whoops every time before that on-off, because I'd love to be able to jump over the entire thing. But that's another thing. So there, hang on, let me turn around. I'm going to explain. We've got a single followed by an on-off followed by a single. I would call this a quad for some reason if I was to downside here. Then I know a lot of people would call it a triple because there's 3 jumps. So I don't know. It's a very confusing one. It's like I don't know how this came up, but I see people calling berms burns for some reason. It's a very common thing, but there is actually a definition of that. It's B-E-R-M-S. That is how they are spelled. They are berms. They're not burns. You're not burning yourself on anything. So oh, I don't know. It's people are weird. Language is weird, and I won't try and pretend to understand things a lot of the time. But I do want your opinions on that whole quad versus triple situation. If there's an on-off table involved, do let me know. And as we come around here, we're about to hit the finish line. I think JGMX, first of all, a little bit of a workhorse. He always seems to be putting out more and more content and has done for years. I don't know how he has the motivation to keep it going, because I don't think he never asks for anything in return for this. This is always like free to everybody, just to play as they want. I don't usually see many series or races being held on his track either. They do seem to be more just like fun track type vibes to play with your mates. Oh, here we go, quad. Lovely. And I do see them on servers now and then, but yeah, never any organised events on them. But I just want to say thank you to him. You know, I'm not sure how much recognition he gets nowadays. I very rarely even see comments underneath his tracks on the MX forums, on the threads where you download them from. So yeah, just a big thank you to him for keeping myself and probably thousands of other people entertained through all these years. And hopefully you guys enjoy these as well. I'll obviously put the link in the description as always. Let me know which one of these is your favourite if you played them, or looks like your favourite. And definitely let's get into a hopefully not too much of a heated debate down in the comments below over if it is considered a triple or a quad if you involve a little tabletop. But that'll do it from me. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope this has appealed to a couple of you that have been asking for more sim content. Even though I know I'm cheeks at it, I do apologise. I'll try and get better in my more spare time now. Have a lovely rest of the day, wherever you guys are up to, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain. Even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got salt to be